Hey, what's up, guys? Talking about a play from the Packers Titans game here. So we'll run it and then kind of talk about everything that goes into it. There is Lazard. This is going to be, unfortunately, one of Rodgers' missed throws on the day. Set up perfectly. So I want to talk about the concept itself, what they're trying to do. So you see the Titans have single high. They're going to go kind of this high cross here. Rodgers throws, just misses Lazard, throws over his head. Not really a whole lot of explanation behind the missed throw. I mean, I'd probably just the thumb would be my guess. So, what do we have? So let's talk about this from before the motion. We've got Watson going in motion, going that way, dragging that guy with him. And with this guy here, you're kind of assuming, you should back that up, try to be consistent. You're assuming man free, which would be single high, cover one, man coverage underneath. I get very generic with the defensive tagging, so that's what I'm going to refer to it. But they've got the perfect call on. So what the Packers are going to be running here is this kind of this high cross look. So you get like this here, and then you kind of bend over that way. So you get this little mesh point there. Call it a deep mesh if you want. The concept is different, but whatever. This is a kind of this high cross look, and it works really well against cover one, against man free, because you are crossing your guys, and we'll talk about when you get to there. And so it allows both your guys to get inside leverage on your guy, but you're also pushing directly, vertically threatening the single high safety, which puts him in a bind because he can't decide which way to go because you've got two guys pushing directly at him, and then you've got you're crossing late enough to where you're not really passing off the guys are not really passing off assignments at that point if you're in the coverage that this looks like they are in. And so you've got this kind of it's not necessarily a rubber out because it's far down the field, but you're getting inside leverage on both of your guys. That's what we'll talk about here. Actually, before we start running again, the goal, you're getting this guy and this guy here inside release. You want inside leverage on your guy. Keep your guy on the outside. Threaten the single high safety, and then when you break across, this guy is still on your back hip, and the safety can't really play over the top one way or another, or you just pick whichever way he didn't go. So that's the thought here against this specific coverage. And again, kind of perfectly dialed up for this specific coverage. You're going to look at right now, you can see the release of Cobb and Lazard. And Cobb has a man up on him a little bit more, so that's a little easier to kind of see exactly what he's trying to accomplish. But right here, watch the release of Cobb right there. See how hard he angles in, little jab step out, and drops that shoulder, gets inside leverage no matter what. So now you've got this safety. He doesn't know where to go. He's leaning a little bit over this way because you've got Cobb threatening a little bit more while Lazard starts to flatten out. But if you look at the defenders, outside. So now you've got Watson. This is where Watson's speed comes into play a little bit here. Watson taking away the boundary. So this is all empty now because you're taking him away with your man coverage. You've got a flat down here. You've got a linebacker up here. With Watson taking this away, it's an ocean of space here. You also have some space over here if you want to go that route because you got that shallow, but it depends on what the safety wants to do. This is absolutely the right call right here because you're saying, all right, you've now got Lazard, who's broken off. The thing about breaking off on the flat there too, again, he was able to get inside leverage, keep the guy in his back hip, and then this is a little softer bend, so he's bending over. Defender kind of stays with him a little bit. When you get that hard break, it helps create separation. You can see that separation there. We'll run that back a second so we can see that kind of that more, not that it's like a hard break, but you can see from Lazard right there where Cobb is still kind of releasing that way. You get this hard turn from Lazard. Creating separation. Protection looks great, man. Look at that up there. You do have that. He's starting to break loose a little bit. You got that wall there. Protection looks good. This is one that takes a long time to set up, and so you need to make sure protection is good. Protection's real good for Rodgers. He's able to step up, make the throw. Look at all that separation right there. Look at all the space over here, and just throws it high. So look at this from the end zone angle out of here. So again, I just want to point this out. Not the negative of it because whatever. This did not play off well. I want to talk about this specific concept, what you're trying to accomplish, against this specific coverage, and how all of this played directly into their hands. Just sometimes, man, you can have the perfect call. Everything's looking right. and he just barely missed. So on that bright note, I guess I'll get out of here. Appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you later.